Hi everybody, this is Anne. In one of my first pottery classes, I saw a domed lid made for an oval box. I couldn't wrap my head around how to make it, but even after a demo by my professor, I still couldn't get the cap to fit right over the box. In this video, I'll demonstrate a twist to hand building the domed oval lid and also an elegant way to achieve a nice fit. For this project, I designed two templates which will be available in a link in the description section under this video. One is the base of the box, and the larger one is for the lid. I first rolled out a long 1/4-inch slab and ribbed it smooth. The box will need walls, so I placed the ruler over the slab and cut around both sides of the ruler to create an 18.5-inch long slab with the height the same as the width of the ruler. I rolled out another 1/4-inch slab and cut out the bottom oval template. I placed the oval slab on a bat so I can easily manipulate it and I don't have to move it later. I placed the long slab around the rim of the bottom slab exactly where it will go so I can see where the ends overlap. Now I can cut away the excess clay to get a nice fit. I removed the strip and scored the bottom edge of the wall and the rim of the slab on the bat. I slipped the edge of the bottom slab and the short edges of the strip. I placed the wall strip back in place and attached the edges together well. I worked the wall down in place around the bottom slab. I rolled skinny, long coils. I placed them inside the box along the seam and worked it really well into the crevice. I also worked along the outside of the seam, actually moving clay down to fill in the gaps and reinforce the seam area, making sure it won't split apart upon drying. I used my red rib to smooth and round the walls of the box. As my wall edges are not beveled along the seam, I placed a small coil into the inner seam on the wall and worked that in well. I went around the bottom edge of the box to undercut it so it doesn't look like it's growing up from the bat. I also wet my fingers and softened and rounded the rim. My goal is to have an opening to the box that's parallel to its bottom slab. The walls need to be straight up and down for my lid idea to work. To make sure it's straight, I'm placing the bottom template over the top. I know that it's exactly the shape and diameter that I need, so now I can work the rim of the box to fit right under the edge of the template. I set that aside to dry a bit and stiffen up. It needs to be rigid but not drier than cheese hard. I rolled out another 1/4-inch slab and cut the lid template out. I also rolled another long slab and used the ruler to cut a straight edge along the length of the slab. I'm using a smaller metal ruler along that straight edge to cut an inch-wide strip. Again, the strip will need to be about 18.5 inches, which is longer than what I will need. Remember, the box is stiffened up a bit. I centered the lid slab over the rim of the box, taking my time to adjust it so it was well centered. Using my thumbs, I'm pressing the edges of the lid down to the box rim to give it a little indentation of where it will sit. Using wet fingers, I began pushing down to stretch the clay around the edge where it touches the box. I continued this all the way around that inside edge. Using a rounded kidney rubber rib, I began to push down as I ribbed the clay to stretch the middle of the lid. Make sure the resulting dome is even and symmetrical on both ends of the oval. Now, I don't like a flat edge, so I work the edges of the lid upward. I want the edges to echo the dome in its center. At the same time, I use my fingers to round the edge of the slab so they be soft, and I just think a rounded edge shows attention to detail. The more attention you pay to the details, the better the craftsmanship of your pottery. Now, my trick to making this lid is to use a jigsaw to cut that bottom template out of a piece of foamular that you can buy inexpensively in workable sheets at the hardware store. So the clay won't stick to the foamular, I placed a stretchy stocking over it. It might also work without the stocking, but this is the way that I'm doing it. I wrap the strip around the foamular and cut it where the ends meet. I took the clay off the mold so you could see me attach the ends securely like I did with the main box. Of course, the clay being soft, that strip will lose the oval shape at this point. To get the strip back to the exact oval shape I need, I replace the oval foamular piece just inside the rim of the wall strip so that the top of the strip is sitting above the wall. Now I can turn over the rim with the foamular in it, right over top of the domed lid. I centered it in place and traced around where it will join up with the lid. I removed and turned over the lid wall and scored the clay, actually working the edges at the bottom of the lid so they were beveled inward, as that will be the angle it will attach to the lid top. I slipped one of the edges, then replaced the lid wall back over the lid top, centering along the marks that I had made. The foamular keeps the rim rigid while I begin to seal the two parts together. First, I'm working around the rim with a wet paintbrush to slake the clay together all the way around. I then rolled a skinny long coil and worked that into the outer seam, really working that as flat as I can get it. This step is important to keep the rim lid wall in place for the next step. I then removed the foamular from the lid and worked a bigger coil into the crevice between the lid top and the lid wall to fill that in and give it a tight seal. I'm being careful to try and not distort the clay wall while I'm pressing the clay into the seam. You can see why that outer coil is necessary now. You'll see that the edge of the lid will have a ledge where it's resting on the top of the box rim. I want to keep that ledge flat, so I'm using my finger to do that. And now for the moment of truth. I pried up the lid gently from the box. I placed it on a piece of foam so the dome top wouldn't flatten back out. I tore some strips of newspaper and placed them over the box rim so the lid won't stick to the box when I place it over top. And then I turned over the lid and fit it on top of the box. I'm so excited it fits, and the dome is a great design feature. I made sure to work the rim wall down snugly around the box where I wanted it to be, and made sure everything was symmetrical. Now I'll cover that and let it dry slowly. Now here's a box that I made earlier. It's already dried, and I designed and painted the lid. I altered this box a bit by cutting 2 holes into the template, which I carved out to make into a salt cellar. Salt cellars date back as far as Roman times, where elite society used them to keep salt, which was a luxury, to use it for pinches on their food at the dinner table or for dishes in the kitchen. I strategically glazed and fired it to cone 5 with an 8-minute hold. I'm so happy with how it came out. Man, we got a lot of new members join our Little Street Pottery Research Facility team. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you'd like to join the team and earn a title, click on the Super Thanks button or the link to buy me a coffee. In any case, we invite you to subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time in the studio.
Oh! Yay!